Hey, Paul here from Old Blokes. Welcome to episode 11. Today I'm joined by Luke and Joel. We do a different Luke stash today. Luke wants some advice on what happens when he gets mobbed wearing some of his amazing sneakers. We continue the reseller debate. Luke is still having problems getting some of his purchases. We even have during the episode a live trying to buy session, so we'll see how that goes. Joel's seal of approval. Luke still can't let go that I beat him a couple of weeks ago. He's still getting very Hulk angry, so that continues over. At the end, we do a bit of a different raid, hate and debate. This was a carryover from the Last Dance episode. We look at some Jordans, but let me just say, these aren't Jordans you want to add to your collection. Remember to catch us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. We're also doing a lot more stuff on YouTube. I'm still doing Spilling the Kicks every day. Luke is about to start up his Around the Sneaker in 130 J's, and Joel's stuff is at past production, ready to go. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome to Old Blokes Love Sneakers Too, episode 12. We took a bit of a week off last week. Thought we'd get a bit of a recoup. We talked too much the episode before. We're back with the boys. It's a bit formal tonight, gentlemen. Look at Luke and I in our jackets. Hey, that's the way the CEOs roll. Hey, Luke?
That's right. What is it? Upstairs for something, downstairs for something else? What's the saying? It's been a long day.
Good job. Party up, party in the front, business in the
That's
back.
it. That's all right. That's it. Yeah.
It's the other way around, you idiots.
So what you're saying is you're both dressed like TV news reporters.
Look, hang on.
That's correct. Yes.
CEO official wear. Oh,
That's right.
And Joel looks like he's in the packing. He's in the back. He's in the dispatch
Well,
area.
I look like I'm based in Melbourne, and,
Yeah.
and I've been burning the heating bill for way too long during this crisis.
Definitely.
This is not a good look for someone that has not one but two fireplaces.
Anyway, how are you, Joel? You well?
I'm well, buddy. I'm well. Yeah.
We better talk, because remember it's podcast. You just swapped spots. Just threw me. You're down the bottom now. What happened then? That was weird.
Yeah, what happened then?
Yeah, I know, that was all good. Hey, we're all thrown here. Got to remember it's a podcast. How are you? Anyway, you doing well? Bit cold in Melbourne?
Yeah. It's just getting used to the walks to the school, getting my boy back into school.
Yes.
So, decided to dress like I'm at the snow. And it is snow season anyway. I don't know if you boys noticed, but it is winter.
Yes, it is.
So I'm sure Luke hasn't figured that out yet. He's still walking around in his summer shorts up there in sunny country.
That is true. If it drops below 20 degrees here, everyone starts freaking out and putting the heater on and everything. But that's a real thing. I'm really digging the backdrop. That took a lot of artistic integrity to get all that sorted out. Yeah, that.
Money?
They're
really
actually
good.
numbered.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can tell by the boxes, but 1s, 3s, 4s, 5s, etc.
For those on the podcast, Joel just pointed to all the boxes behind him. You'll have to look at it on the
It's a visual thing.
Luke, what's happened to you, mate? It looks like you're in someone else's house today. We have to describe it. You look like you're in a real house. This doesn't look like a boys' playground.
Well, I thought I'd switch it up because I haven't been happy with the lighting in the other room, and that's not really the truth. The truth is this is my iMac that's been sitting in the dining room. Usually this is in my office, which isn't even anywhere near this house. It's in a different suburb. But because of COVID, I started working from home. I brought my computer here. It's been sitting on my dining room table. And I realized it's been a very long day, that if I did it from the dining room table, I wouldn't have to set up. And, usually I've got to do a little bit of production, stack boxes and get all organized and plug things in. Whereas if I just sit down here, we can just be just like that.
What you're saying is you've given up caring about what we do. You're just doing it.
It's not that I've given up caring. It's just there's an economic reality where people require my services. And who am I to say no to that?
No, you aren't. You aren't.
Hey, it's $1,000 an hour if you want me to go back to the other room.
We'll add it to the bill. Hey, have we brought anything in the last couple of weeks, gentlemen? Joel, have you added to that stack that's sitting behind you?
No, I haven't, mate. It's funny though. I just got an email from Foot Locker in the States today asking me to review the pair of shoes that hasn't arrived yet. And I've told you boys this scenario before. It's not the first time this has happened. So apparently my Jordan 6 DMPs are meant to have been on my doorstep already, which they may have been, and maybe the delivery guy just happens to be a size 11.
He's a well-dressed Jordan 6 delivery dude.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I haven't ordered anything else. There are a pair of shoes I've got my eye on, though. I think I sent it to you boys during the week. It's another pair of Jordan 6s. There's a premium version of the Jordan 6 in all black. It's a triple black. And as much as I have committed to not buying another pair of shoes this year, those things are just unreal.
Buy it forward. Buy it this year for next year. That's how we'll get it.
Yeah, I've already done that on 3 other pair of shoes, though, mate. So
you're like 4 years in advance, right? So
yeah, that's right. It's not real money.
Yeah, but the thing is, sorry, you're not setting fire to the money. It's not like they lose value immediately as soon as they turn up to your house. So what's the big deal?
They only get value if you resell them, though, which, I don't. I wear them. They don't just sit in boxes on my shelves, people.
They're just boxes. They're boxes.
But you don't. Even in worn condition, they still have a residual value. It's not like they go from 500 to 0.
It's true, and it's worth it. It's worth it just thinking about what that value might be, even though they are just sitting on the shelves.
True.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not a good exercise. I've done that. It's a very disheartening one.
Yeah, don't add it up.
What have you bought yourself this last couple of weeks, Luke? Anything?
I'm just trying to think because I've been to the counter and bought so many shoes, and I don't know if any of the pairs have been for me. I've worn a lot of new shoes as well because, of course, I did a load of videos on them. But the new PGs came in, and I had the Joel's favorite, the Joyrides turned up, and I had the shattered backboard copies, the mids, whatever they are. Those Jordan ones, I got those. The metallics are here as well. The orange, those. There's probably about half a dozen different things. But mostly it's just been shopping for Isaiah and keeping his stocks up and just trying to play that game. Because everywhere is, there's nothing at Foot Locker. There's nothing. I can't take it with sneakers.com anymore. It's just, actually, there's something coming up in half an hour. But that's just a punch in the face every time I lose out. Especially when I missed out on those, what were they? 7s. What are they? The Easter thing? No, what were they?
The hair Jordan.
The hair, those. I really, really wanted those. I thought that would be fair. I thought, give them to me. No, not even a look in. So I haven't had a lot of luck there, but yeah. Oh,
did you
720s? I finally bit the bullet and just took a pair only because of the novelty hype value. I acquired those.
We talked about those earlier in the week. I don't think I've talked about these. I got those Jordan lows, the red, the burgundy ones. I've got them here. I'll pull them out. Look. My turn for a change.
Did you get those from House of Hoops?
No, I got these from Throwback. I think these were. No, these were JD Sports. These ones. Sorry, I brought so many lately. I don't remember where I got them from. So
they're really nice. That's a good.
Yeah, they're great.
They're nice. Great value. That's the.
Yeah.
So these were cool, right? These come up
like
really
an
nice.
old man CEO type shoe, just for you.
Yeah.
They go well, right?
They're really wearable. Very wearable. All right, calm down. Okay.
You don't need to see your legs.
Just good to see my legs. Yeah, they're nice. They work. I wore them the other day. They feel good, and I like the price. They're a nice cheap price for a Jordan 1. You can get some ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
And those cool red ones. We talked about these. They're going for like $250 already. Not these ones. The other one's full red. It's ridiculous. It's just like all of a sudden they've just gone. And that's why I said to someone, buy these ones and it'll be better. So these are good value. I've got 4. I just looked at today, Lukey. They're in Melbourne somewhere. I'm supposed to be getting them on Monday, so we'll probably talk about those next week.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What are they cycling them down to you?
I think they've taken them apart. They're going to put them all back together, just in case. I
will say they are neatly packaged in one purpose-made container and taped up and everything. So I'll be disappointed if they don't arrive in the condition that they left. But man,
what
that's
you're saying is you
ridiculous.
just threw them in and they're going to go, and you're going to go, oh, that wasn't me. That was the shipping.
No, but they must have a horrific backlog, because that's nasty, man. That's way too long.
We can talk about them next week.
That's
right.
a shame.
Hey, so that's a bit poor for us. That's 2 weeks, and we've talked about not much. We need to get back into it. Well, Joel, you need to pay some forward for next week, I reckon.
All right, I'll get onto it.
Yeah. Hey, Lukey, let's move into one of our favourite segments, Lukey's Stash.
Oh, geez, that was quick.
This is perfect. It looks like you've stolen this house you're in at the moment, so we've got our little logo up. So.
Okay, if that's the case, what did I sneak in ahead of time and put my wedding photo from 2004 on the mantle, or?
I don't know. No, I think you brought it with you. That's what you do.
I'm trying to think
Look.
of something else. Actually, hang on. Yeah, please go on about my stash.
This is you, mate. We're waiting for you. It's all yours. Take it away.
Oh, okay. Page, where are we? Here we go.
Right.
Okay, so we all know what these are. Okay, everyone's familiar with them.
These look different. I've never seen these.
Yeah. Now, the reason I didn't put them on there just because I was being lazy or whatever. I put them on because I wanted to talk about something with regards to these, because I wore them for the first time the other day, and I should remember that this isn't just a video show. So these are commonly known as the Off-White Jordan. I don't know what the proper name is, Joel. Do you know what the name is?
Well, it's the Jordan 5 Off-White. I don't know what the colorway is called. You keep talking. I'll interrupt you in a moment with the correct terminology.
Yeah. So essentially, I went through and I swapped the laces out, and you'll notice that in the photo, the zip tie tag is removed. I tried to do it and I just felt like a knob. So I put it in the box. I couldn't do it. And then, we were out on the, we went shopping on the Sunday, and I wore them out, and I went through a couple of shoe shops. What happens is you hear the whispers, and then the brave will stop, point, and go, oh my God, are those Off-White 5s? Now, the reason I wanted them in the stash is I don't know what the correct way to answer that is, because sometimes I've been lucky enough over the years for that to happen with like a car or something. You know, someone's been a big fan, they're like, oh, what's that? But with shoes, it's something different. I'm used to the little old ladies fawning over the peach cobblers, but these things, I mean, what do? It's just nothing but 16-year-old fanboys. Do I take them off and let them try them on? Do I let them take a photo, a selfie with them? What do you do?
I'm interested in what you did do. What did you do?
I just said, thanks, man. No problems. Like I was just like, it was awkward. Like, cause what do you do? They're literally, they're losing their shit. Like, it's like, oh.
Man, you've got to accept this responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. You've bought into the hype. You know the market you're going to attract.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it.
Because I'm used to shop assistants coming and saying, oh yeah, nice, or whatever, like the fire reds, like everyone's, and you walk through and all the older guys are looking at them and they're like, oh, where'd you get that? You know, everyone's into it. Oh, nice Jordans, man. But these, you can see the heart rates were rising with certain people in the community. And I need to be able to pay it forward and somehow let them get a little bit of the vibe.
Yeah, the trouble is you can't just act like you don't really care about it, right? You know, you've already sold out. Like, they know you're in the shoes. You're in the hype movement. I think the best thing you can do is some sort of like Fortnite type move at this stage, I reckon. Like just break out into any kind of
that's nice.
Any kind of quick Fortnite dance.
Yeah,
in the muslins. They're called the muslin.
Oh.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
Muslim.
Yeah.
I won't say that too much. We might get in trouble.
Man, you've said enough. All right. You've said enough.
I want to said
Especially-
something. We're on 7-second delay just for me at the moment. So.
Yeah.
All right, so how are we going to solve this, Lukey? What do you want to do?
There's two things we can do. I can just go around ignoring people,
Oh, I like it.
or I can just put the shoes on the shelf and leave them there. But I mean, where's the fun in that?
That's the Kanye West, just ignore people. So, no, you don't have a pair of those, so we won't do that.
Mm.
I reckon you need to acknowledge it, and you might say, oh, yeah, that's cool. I'd love to see you take it off.
Do you know what would be a better response would be if you actually issued those stickers or some sort of merch so that when people came and said something, I'd say, hey, I'm glad you like the shoes. If you're interested, check us out on.
Done. Done.
Honestly, because it happens. It comes up.
Yeah. You know the other thing you can do? You say, hey, obviously you're a sneakerhead, the person that says it, and you take it off, put it on their head. Say, hey, get a photo with it on your head. Sneakerhead. Then you're not ruining it.
That's really a thing.
Then they're not touching the inside. They're only touching the bottom. Get the sticker on their head. I reckon, and then you can charge. You can probably charge a couple of bucks at a time.
Yeah, or get charged for assaulting a 14-year-old by putting a shoe on his head. Why did you touch my son?
You touch my son with you put your foot on his head. What the hell's going on here?
Right.
Yeah, don't listen to Paul's advice. It's not good advice.
No, it's not good advice. It's a job.
The whole thing didn't happen. That actually, the whole thing is gone now. So it's all good.
How many times have you been to court, Paul?
Which name? Under which name? Which trust? Hang on.
Anyway, so that's what they are. It wasn't really talk about the shoes. The shoes have been talked about to death, but it was more just that it created a unique set of circumstances that I hadn't had previously, and I just thought, you know what, I might be able to get some good advice. He told me to take the shoe off and put it on their head, and you mocked me because you're saying that I'm trying to be a hype guy. So I'll keep my thoughts to myself from now on.
No, I think we solved it. I'm going to get you those little stickers, and you're going to give out the old bloke sticker. How's that?
Honestly, I've had a handful of people hit me up.
All right.
And between me trying to promote myself in magazines, people that want to check me out in the latest article, I'm down there. Yeah, but between that and the shoes,
I think we brainstormed well for you. I think that's some valuable brainstorming and marketing. We've got some ideas there, so I think you should use those and report back to it.
we can do some multi-level marketing with the kids. We can get them selling for us, and we can. It's a trapezoid. It's a trapezoid.
I just want to say that I respect your bravery. You know, you're a brave man for wearing those shoes. You're a brave man for opening up about the pain, about the hurt, about the shock. But I feel like you've handled it really well. So, you know, more power to you.
Thanks. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. The weather conditions had to be right. Undercover car park. There was literally a race riot the day before. I mean, anything could have happened. I could have stood in gum.
All right. Hey, thank you, Luke. As always, an entertaining stash. All right. Hey, got a bit of a segment. We've touched on this a couple of times, the reseller market. So I know we've all doing some venturing into it. We've got Freddie coming up after this. He'll talk about, obviously, the reseller market. It's big at the moment. Hey, Luke, I think you've got a bit of a story about the reseller market you'd like to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I'm not personally or fiscally involved in the reseller market, and one of the rules that we spoke about in the previous episode was thou shall not resell general release sneakers, I think was one of the rules. You remember that? I think that came from your mouth, Paulie.
Yeah, that was one of those commandments we talked about.
Yeah. Well, my youngest son, who's still quite old, Isaiah, he's at university and has a casual job as well, but he has a bit of spare time in his hands. So we started reselling various types of sneakers, from Air Maxes and 720s and Vapor Maxes and a lot of outlet release stuff, and then some general release. He buys some online stuff, some hype stuff, different things. So he's got a combination. And his services have been incredibly popular. I mean, he's a very likable young man. So he uses good manners and everything. They really did a decent job with him at high school. Nothing to do with me. But he really has a good online demeanor, and he handles the inquiries. Because I will say, the people that buy shoes from him come from a very varied, racial and the demographics are all over the place. But he's sending shoes to New Zealand. He's sending a lot down to Melbourne, and he's either at the post office. He switches back between the post office and the 7-Eleven. But I won't go into the finer details of it. But he showed me the analytics surrounding it, and it is definitely worth his while. I'll put it that way. But he's providing the service at the same time, so everybody wins, because they're still getting a really good deal on the sneakers, and he just is able to access them at probably a rate that most people don't have access to, and through that he's able to spread the love, and that's what it's about. I'd much rather see someone spend $100 on a pair of decent shoes that are heavily reduced instead of buying some cheap stuff from Rebel.
Yeah, I think it's
so this is buying into your advice to us over many of these episodes that Queensland prices are just ridiculously more, heavily discounted than what we get down here in Melbourne, and obviously in New Zealand as well.
Look at this cat. 2 different coloured eyes. It probably doesn't show it up on the camera. Regardless.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, Dr. Evil. Thanks for standing on my keyboard, Wolfgang. Cat's name's Wolfgang. Well, thanks for fucking the whole racket up, first of all, Joel. Appreciate that. Secondly, it's not that the prices...
No one listens to us anyway. Who's going to hear
No, this is true. The 3 people are going to listen to this. They can start their own bloody Instagram reselling.
The 5 people that religiously listen to us aren't going to worry about your reseller.
Anyway, so what it actually is, it's not that the prices are lower, it's that the market is less mature. So there are more shoes for less people, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like I've been to, Docklands and all that sort of stuff. That place is packed constantly. If they put stuff out and it's on sale, it gets bought no matter what. There's heaps of people from other parts of the world shopping as well as locals, and there's just a demand. Whereas here, some of the placement of some of the outlets is not, there's no real easy public transport. It's not really conducive to
traffic. Yeah.
Demographically, it's not right the way it's set up. It's imperfect. So we're going to take advantage of that for the time being. He will, not me.
Exploit.
There's no exploitation is not something that we believe about here. What's the name from it? From me to you, which is the look that up on Instagram, Facebook. Look at him. Every time I go with the plug, he's like, "Oh man, not enough plug."
I know. It's like, hang on. We need to get it flashing up. We'll just get every time.
If we do, that would actually be worthwhile. It would actually add some, and we can get some sponsorship money from him.
Every time we just click it up.
Then we can pay for some stickers.
Every time we put it up there, it's $5. Every time we say it, it's $10. So,
whoa, check this out.
Hey, look at you with your socks on.
What the hell? My feet are going to stink so bad.
They're great. They're the best. No, just feet. They don't stink down here. In Melbourne, they don't stink. Hey, Joel, tell us about your reseller experience recently.
I don't know. I mean, I guess when I started working on this collection behind me, I was only really buying resale, but I've really started to chase the retail market a bit and keep my eye on what's being released, so that I can get something that I would otherwise have to pay for a few months down the track or a year or so down the track and spend a lot more money on. So I've been trying to get them at retail so that I can at least hang on to them. I guess through doing that, I have seen the opportunity to get a few more. So I did it recently when I bought a pair of Jordan 5 Fire Reds, and I managed to get an extra 2 pair. It's not really something that I'm looking to do to make money from. looking into what's required if you actually do want to make money from it. It just looks like far too serious attention required to learn how to use the bots, to really invest in spending most of your time. This will sound actually quite funny during the whole COVID situation, but most of your time at home in your tracksuit pants, spending your time putting labels on boxes and taking them down to the post office. It just doesn't sound like a 40-something-year-old thing to do. But I totally respect the young kids and their need to earn a few extra dollars so they can get another long or get some more, money for the sheepskin car seat covers or
there's three of us here.
Tracksuit, whatever it is.
There's three of us here, and one of us in the Brady Bunch triangle has spent the last 6 months in a tracksuit going to the post office. And it ain't me, and it ain't you, Joel.
I was going to Centrelink. There was no post office.
That's all right. He's in his CEO t-shirt now.
I got my CEO t-shirt. Look, you asked me to.
Right.
You told me to dress up. You told me to get better. I did it for you. Hey, so you did a nice job, right? You did a nice job. I'm not going to say gave. You sold a pair to somebody. I don't think you took much from that, did you?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't looking. I sold a pair of the Jordan 5 Fire Reds, and I wasn't looking to make a lot of money from them. In reality, I was just really pleased that a good mate of mine who I grew up with playing basketball was equally excited about getting a pair. He happened to flick me a few photos of the ones he was interested in, and I said, "Dude, what size are you? I happen to have those in my wardrobe." So I gave them to him for the price that I paid, and he's a happy man. So
$650 comes to the price.
Yeah,
$930.
I'll cut it in half. It was $850. All right, I'll just take
half. We're not all into hype, man.
Oh no!
But I like the idea, right? I think, as we've talked about it, we just can't get anything. All of us have tried something recently. I even tried to get those ones for you, the other hair ones as well, Luke, and I had no chance. I was sitting on there as well. I even tried to get it in my size. They were no good. I just don't know what's going on at the moment with that stuff.
What I have noticed, though, bit of news for you guys, if you follow the right feeds, so I follow this feed that's all about restocks. So a Twitter account, and he's just kind of like keeping everyone up to date on stuff that drops in the retail market, and then retailers around the States get restocks. So, you might just be able to pick it up because, I don't know, Foot Locker happens to get another batch of them. And no one knows about it because it's not the official date that's getting advertised on, House of Heat or whatever it is. So, and it's not where all the bots have been lined up, and it's not where everyone's, staying up until midnight trying to grab a few.
But it's through an American reseller, which where we lose out is the shipping and the exchange.
Yeah, I guarantee you the price is going to be somewhere between the retail price and the resale price. It's not going to be the retail. But you might pay an extra $100 to factor in that shipping and tax.
Which is interesting. Hey, that's a good lead in though to what's coming up next. So we're going to have Freddie from Creased Up Kicks. He's going to do his weekly wrap of what's going on. But what we were saying is Freddie's doing this collective thing. So if you're looking for something, get to him. He will help you out. He's done a couple of things for me. He's looking for some stuff for me. But he's got some bots and they've got a whole lot of people lined up. So we're going to pass over to Freddie. Freddie's going to give you what's coming up for the next week.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to be doing the releases for today. My name's Fred and I'm the owner of Creased Up Kicks. So first of all, starting the first release, which will be happening on the 26th of June, is a tie-dye Jordan 1 woman. So it's a woman-exclusive Jordan 1, but if you have small feet, you can get away with it. For the men who want this Jordan 1, it features a leather upper with an aqua blue tie-dye print across the upper. This one released 26th of June, but it might be possibly shock dropping in Australia and Sydney in particular throughout the month. So stay tuned to the Instagrams of stores like Foot Locker, Nike. Constantly ring them up and double check if they have them. So those are the tie-dyes. Next up, following them, is the Jordan 3 Animal 2.0s, which are the second release of the Jordan 3 Animal Pack 1. This one features a colorful animal prints throughout the shoe. And this one, obviously following as off the 2.0, shouldn't be too high, but they might be reasonably hard to get. So I'd still recommend hitting up your stores, calling stores like Sneaker Boy, and Nike, Above the Clouds, whatever sneaker stores you have around you that do specialize in dropping Jordans and Jordan 3s in particular. So these ones released sometime this week. There is no confirmed date due to like COVID-19 with all the delay in the shipments. So if you're wanting to get these, make sure you're constantly calling your stores up. But these should be dropping sometime this week. In America, they've been confirmed to drop on the 18th of June. So for Australia releases, those will be sometime this week. So next up, we have another duck camo. This one is the orange pair. So we recently just saw the infrareds and the lime green. So now we have the orange pair. These should sell well. They should be selling at around $350 plus. For this release, it will be hard to get. This will definitely be selling out. So these are released on 16th of June in your local stores, such as Above the Clouds, Laced Up, AU, Above the Clouds up there. Multiple stores these will be releasing at. There's going to be a lot of raffles as well, so be sure to enter them. And these will be very hard to get. So if you want them, I recommend making sure you have your stores organized and where you're going to go and try and buy them from. Next up, we have a Jordan 11 Concord Low. This one's just a Jordan 11 with a leather upper and patterned leather side panel. And this one is a woman's shoe. So again, for the guys, if you want to get them, you have to have feet like under a size 10. So they will be pretty hard to get. These were released on June 18th. They should be releasing at Nike, Foot Locker, mostly those stores that do focus on Jordan 11s. After that, we have a Jordan 1, which aren't too high, but they should sell out pretty quick since it's a Jordan 1. These will be dropping on June 19. It's called the Jordan 1 Zoom Black and Green. They are different to most Jordan 1s. They do feature the Zoom technology in the midsole. So you do know that the retail will be slightly higher than normal Jordan 1s, retailing at $250. These ones feature an all black leather upper, as well as suede panels throughout the upper as well, and a white swoosh. The soles are icy as well, with a translucent sole and lime green inners. These should be fairly easy to get, but they will sell out within 1 or 2 days. So I recommend calling up your Foot Locker store, your Nikes, and asking info about them, because I can guarantee these will be hard to get after the release, and you won't want to be paying resale for pairs prior release. So I recommend getting these, and these are releasing on June 19th, and they'll be releasing overseas as well on June 19th as well. So that's it for the releases. If you do want more in-depth info about these releases, we have a paid cook group where you can get release info, whether you're reselling or buying for personals. We help you out. We help you guys out copying the shoes at soul.assist on Instagram. And if you're into shoes and you're trying to buy some, we do have an Instagram as well, Creased Up Kicks on Instagram. You can give us a follow. We do post daily, and we post a lot of content as well if you're into shoes. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. All right, thanks. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Freddie. As always, very insightful. All right. Hey, a couple of things are happening on the pod and on our YouTube. Luke is going for a pair of shoes as we speak, so we're going to do that live. We'll see how that goes. So what have we got? 2 minutes, Lukey, till you got to go for it?
Yeah, 2 minutes. This is on tape delay, so I'm going for every version of the Space Hippie and the women's Air Jordan 1. And by the time this comes out, the orange duck camo Air Maxes will have come and gone, and I'm going to get those, I'm going to get them for sure. Those are definitely coming home.
So you're going, what are you doing today? You're getting Jordan 1 tie-dyes, yeah? Is that what they're called?
That and the Space Hippie. That Space Hippie tonight. Yeah.
There's 4 different sorts tonight.
There's 4, yeah. It's crazy. I'm going to be clicking like mad, clicking everywhere.
All right, so we're going to try and do this a bit live. Anyone who's watching on YouTube, good luck. You get schizophrenia. We're going to do that while I do my Joel seal of approval. All right, bring up our logo, Maxie. All right. Okay, we know what Joel seal approval is. We have to bring a shoe to the podcast, talk about it. Cannot be a Jordan of any sort.
Not Jordan.
No Jordans, unfortunately. All right, so before we bring mine up, Maxie, so Joel has a few things he likes to do at the moment. He likes to stay indoors, not his own choice, but it's something he has to do. And he likes cycling as well. He loves cycling. If anyone doesn't know Joel, he loves cycling. Now, so what I found, Joel, is, and I know I've seen the photo, so Joel likes to cycle inside. All right, he's got the fan going, he's cycling around the UK, he's rolling. So I found a shoe, Joel, that's going to fix this. It's going to make you faster. It's going to get you through those streets of London. Let's bring it up, Maxie.
Oh, I'm so concerned.
All right, so Nike have just released.
All right, Paulie, what am I looking at?
All right, so Nike have just released their first indoor cycling shoe. So that's what this is. So it's an indoor cycling shoe from Nike. It's for going to, I don't know why they've released it now. I suppose there's a lot of people doing indoor cycling, but it's for cycling classes. They've got the straps on it. When you'll have a look at this on our Insta, if you're listening to us, the strap is for that side-to-side movement. These are specially for an indoor bike, Joel. So, hey, I've seen you on the indoor bike and I've seen your side-to-side movement is not right. These will fix that, right? These will get you there. They come in two colorways. They've got this colorway, which is predominantly black with the red, and then they've got the other colorway, which is red with a little bit of black. Hey, mate, so we know what size you are. Are we ordering a pair of these for you?
I love your explanation. You speak about these things like you're a true cyclist. Because you know as well as I do that there's a lot of sideways movement when you're on the bike.
That's what it told me. It was important. It was important to
know. I mean, it's fascinating that Nike are back into cycling shoes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know the history, but Nike were the brand behind Lance Armstrong. So for many years, they were his apparel sponsorship and also his cycling shoes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they have made cycling shoes for going outside of the house. Interesting that they are milking the opportunity to take advantage of the indoor cycling phenomenon that's going on right now.
So let me read you their press release that came out in May. Designed specifically for indoor cycling and launching during a time when workouts are performed inside. They're called the Super Rep Cycle. That's what these are called. It's their first venture into indoor cycling, and that bit about side to side is to better address the needs of riders' lateral and out-of-seat movements. The support arch on the shoe's medial side helps keep foot secure during figure eights or side-to-side combinations out of the saddle. That's got to be a winner. Right? Those figure eights you do, Joel.
Yeah. In his head.
I can't believe we've got cycling shoes on the show. I feel like Paul's just confessed something about me that, like, you know, it's one of those things like Luke reacts to it when I say that I'm a cyclist. It's like, yo, what? Come on, are you a dude? Are you even a dude?
I'm getting there.
You get around in lycra. What are you doing? You know, in front of other dudes?
Hey, I was down with Evan today, and he didn't actually know you were a cyclist for a long time, which was a surprise.
That's true. Well, actually, because I know Evan listens to this, I'll say Evan's invited me out for a bike ride, and he thinks there's some way I've got some chance in hell of being able to keep up with him. But he told me about his last bike ride, and he went out for 160 kilometres on one day. So I'm just going to keep procrastinating whenever he asks me.
Yeah, so all right.
Mate, no, I'm not interested in those shoes, by the way. I mean, Nike have done cycling shoes better than that. One, I don't know why we're talking about cycling shoes. It's embarrassing. Let's just stick to sneakers. Two, cycling shoes. Nike, yes, yesterday. You've done it before.
Evan's already given me the next seal of. Evan's already told me what I've got to do the next seal of approval for you. He told me today. He goes,
actually, Evan is helping a local Melbourne company design some cycling shoes, and they are on the retail market.
Excellent. Well, we should definitely get him in to talk about those. Hey, how'd you go?
Okay, so the Jordan 1s were an epic fail. I didn't get them, and the only space hippie that I wanted to buy for myself, I didn't get them. Because I bought 4 pairs, I didn't get them, the Space Hippie 4, and we're just waiting for the men's version of the Space Hippie 4 to come back. And what's the bet? I didn't get those things either. So I had the opportunity. You saw how quick I did it.
You were good.
I bought 4 pairs of shoes. 4 pairs of shoes, and 3 of them have come back and said, "Sorry, no can do."
Yeah, you're not fast enough to the box.
It's not that I'm not fast enough. It's just that it's horse shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in the right state of mind to do a seal of approval here?
Yeah, I am, because unlike you, I'm actually going to get a sneaker down this guy's throat, and he's going to love it.
You look like you're expanding like the Hulk, mate. Just relax. Like,
No, it's very tense stuff he's doing there.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's suppressing a lot of emotions,
all right,
listeners.
up to you, Lukey. Let's hear it.
Okay, let's go. Anyway. Okay, do you know what these are?
Another cycling shoe, mate.
It's an Adidas. Is it a Kobe?
No, it's the T-Mac. It's the T-Mac 4. And the thing about the T-Mac 4 is it had the rear entry fastening system with the mechanical latch. Are you familiar?
No, I have never seen these things before in my life.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to need you to do
I'm familiar with rear entry, Joel. Keep going, Lukey. Come on.
it was a family show. We started.
Never been a family show.
Okay. Look, Joel, do me a favour. Before you answer, can you just pick up your mobile device and just Google Adidas T-Mac 4? Because it's revolutionary. It is a revolutionary shoe by one of the world's most underrated basketball players.
So it's got a rear entry, like a thong.
Yeah, just like a thong, like the thong song. That thong. We're going to get demonetized on YouTube now.
Definitely, we're done with that. What are your thoughts, Joel? What are the thoughts, Joel?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to digest it because it's the first time I've ever seen them.
I can't believe you've seen the T-Mac 4 before.
Oh well.
Oh well.
The pair I'm looking at here.
Great podcast. We're just all sitting and looking at each other.
Yeah, great pod.
Yeah, you can watch me looking at my phone because I was directed to.
And then the Raider comes over the top of Joel. I don't like
them. I don't like them. It looks like there was a range of shoes that came out about that time. Was that the Nike Shocks, the Vince Carter ones? And and there's a range that sort of hit the market at about that time that were like almost like futuristic, like angular.
Yes. Yep.
Very unattractive. Not very well designed.
Not at all. Not like
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm being a bit loose on my feedback here, but I just don't like that futuristic look. There's nothing wearable about them. Like, imagine putting those on with a pair of jeans, unless they were like massive and went down over the shoes.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know. But didn't you drop out of architecture school?
Yeah, it's true. So, I'm not qualified to give the feedback.
No, the point is, they're a technical tour de force. I'm just going to have another look.
Okay.
And I don't see, you can't, the rule of Joel's seal of approval is you can't say no to both. Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure that's basically the majority of the segments.
Well, I was on a pretty good run, but I'm just trying. Look, this is technology at its best. I mean, honestly, you're not representing. Hang on, excuse me for 1 second.
For anyone listening on the podcast, Luke is showing his computer to the screen.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to do it any other way. Okay.
Where did this computer come from? What the hell's going on here?
It's a day, yeah. Some of us have got multiple computers. You know?
Right,
That's break into someone's house.
The
He's
house is a
showing
lot
you how the back of it opens up, right?
Yeah, so that's a full metal, and it's an adjustable toggle, so you can adjust the fit using this system. And this whole article on, look at that. This whole article on Soul Collector is about fags. Look at that. I used to have those Iversons. Man, that was so good. I had the colorway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, for the podcast, I'm going to show you that website. You can go and look at the website Luke just put up to the camera. Joel, let's close this out. Are we approving or disapproving?
No, look, I don't feel like shoelaces was a problem that needed to be solved, so that's a disapproval.
What about getting in your shoe from the back? I'm not going to say what it is. What about getting in your shoe from behind?
No, just not required. The way to get me over the line is to present a shoe that looks good. That's
is that?
much it.
That wouldn't be
Pretty
as
much
fun. We're not doing that. That's not as fun. All right, so that's 2 disapprovals. We're back to it. You okay, Luke? You all right?
I'm stressed.
If
It's been a hard 10 minutes.
the people come home, Luke, that you've broken into, I'm stressed. I can hear them downstairs.
Oh, God. Yeah, regardless, that's disappointing. You know, I thought
Yeah, no, you put
you
work in.
enjoyed nostalgia. I thought you were an NBA basketball fan, and you've let us down. You know.
No, or you just got that one wrong. That's okay. Like,
He's so shocked because you put so much work into this one. That's why.
Yeah, because you guys have seen, I've been going down a 2004 Time Warp. I've got the Kicks magazine. I've got the old DVDs of me with the special. I've got the moves. I've got the spin move, and I've got the giving goes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this to people. And now I'm trying to bring some of that, a bit of flavor to the pod, and I get nothing. I just get rejected. And then
you get some of this.
Yeah. And then he's bringing cycling cleats.
I didn't expect to get
they got the same reaction. Okay.
He's bringing
He's still
standard
angry
cycling
about the
cleats.
Hulk. That's why he's still angry about the Hulks from weeks ago. You'll never let it go.
No.
I know.
Okay, anyway, can we move on to the next segment then?
We're about to move on to the next segment. Last podcast, we were supposed to do a rate, hate, and debate on some Jordans, so we're going to do that today. We talked about some amazing Jordans in the Last Dance special. These aren't any of them. So these are probably 3 of the worst Jordans we could have found. I think Maxi's, I don't know where he found these. I don't reckon you'd even get these at Brisbane outlet malls. They're that bad. There you go, Luke. I'll let that one simmer.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone's
All right, so we're going to start with the Jordan 7. This is the Fillback. Maxi, bring it up. Came out in April 2012. All right. The entire upper is aimed to minimize waste during manufacturing. This second colorway acts as the reverse of the Odessian, with Filbert taking the upper and the contrasting Odessian stitching acting as the borders, the seemingly one-piece upper. Joel, as our resident Jordan expert, do we rate or hate these? Luke, I don't think you're going to need to answer. I'll just answer for you. Joel, what do you think?
I was looking at these on the picture before we got to the segment. I thought of the 3, these actually had some sort of appeal, but
Yes.
Maxi's just put up a very clear image of the whole thing, and that is like just recycled garbage.
Oh my goodness, this is terrible.
It's a really terrible colorway. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because the shoe itself is still the 7, and what the silhouette is something quite attractive and quite famous, but they just killed it.
I wrote in my notes, Joel. I said it's amazing what the colorway can do.
Yeah, right.
Because that is
absolutely destroyed it.
It's okay. Yeah, this colorway is terrible. What do you reckon, Joel? Are you rating or hating? Leaving it
No, it's a hate.
Lukey, you had your hands in your head when the picture came up. Would you rate this or hate this?
What the thing was, I'm a little bit confused about the colorway. So this is the filbert, and it's the reverse. What's it the reverse of?
What is it? The Obsidian?
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Joel. Thank you, Joel.
Which is like a unit.
Thank you. I don't want to have to be Mr. Know-it-all 100% of the time, but that is clearly.
Why you just tell me? You know what
It's
butchered you.
it's
know
like
what
a
butchered
freaking
it? Just tell
Italian
me.
cruise line. Oh my god.
That's what I thought it was. Everyone was abandoning ship. You guys stay there. I'm going. All right. I'm just gonna.
No, anyway, regardless, I'm 100% in Joel's boat, because on the run sheet, the little photo, it looks like, hey, this could be, not my favorite colorway, but not the worst. But when you see them up close with that texture, I mean, that's bad. They look like Play-Doh shoes.
They look like a cruise liner shoe, right?
They're not cool. They're like Jordan Crocs.
Jordan Crocs. There you go.
Yeah.
Is that a rate or a hate, Luke?
That's a hate.
Beautiful. Look, there's no fence sitting. I'm going to hate them. I hate them because I don't understand the word and I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to go any further. All right, let's go to our second one. We're going to a Jordan 15. Okay.
This is tough.
Okay, this is the laser. This needs to be lasered. December 2007, these came out. The official color scheme is black, metallic, gold, white. Air Jordan 15 debuted in 1999. We know all of that. Signature shoe to release after his second retirement. So this was designed by Tinker, Joel. That's a bit of a worry. It is inspired by the X-15 hypersonic jet plane. Lukey, what do we think about the Jordan 15 lasers? Do we rate or hate?
A lot of times when you have a lot of success, people tend to give you like just artistic license. There's no checks or balances. You make an extraordinary amount of money. You're probably not turning up early on Monday anymore. You're just probably off your face quite a bit of the time. And I think all those contributing factors are really indicative of what's occurred there with the Jordan 15 laser. I can't sum it up any other way. It doesn't look like any of the previous Jordans. It doesn't have any it is the Rumpelstiltskin Jordan edition, and one of my most hated sneakers of all time. And it's just so poetically perfect that it has to do with the end of his actual good career and the beginning of the substandard one that no one talks about. So that's terrible, and it's pass.
How do we? So we're saying it's a hate. We're passing.
Yeah, so we're passing.
Pass. Joel, sum this up for me, please.
I mean, Luke's right. This is the end of Tinker Hatfield's glory years, right? But if you've watched the Abstract documentary on Netflix, you'll understand what was going on this year. He was burnt out, one.
Yeah.
Number two, his good mate, Bill Bowerman, and the co-founder of Nike, passed away that year. And I don't think he was in a good place to be designing. So,
yeah.
but what I find interesting is, as much as I dislike the 15, it's still far more interesting than any of the Jordans that comes after the 15.
Oh, it's a ride or die, bitch.
No. So, what about the 15? Do we hate it or rate it, Joel?
I hate it. If there was any 15, if there's any 15 I was ever interested in, it would just be a triple black sort of colorway. Yeah. But the other thing is, the laser colorway that belongs on a 4. And the laser was the first, laser designed Jordan. So
yeah,
I don't get why they do that with the colorways either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a mix of both, isn't it? He had this license where it didn't matter what he was doing, he was getting it published or it was getting done. And as you said, in Abstract, he starts to just have some things happen in his life, and he just went, well, I want to do these because it's, like I said, the hypersonic jet plane. That's what it looks like. I think it's, I don't know why. Maybe you could wear them on a plane shoe job.
Maybe.
Give you plane shoes.
They'd be good for Ugg boots, I reckon, just around the house during Rona days.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, I'm just going to put a hate in as well. I don't need to say any more. You guys got it covered. Hey, lucky last one. This is a bit different. This is a Jordan 2011. This is Orion Blue. Came out in 2011 in April. Don't know if I even want to say what these are. Commemorating the 2011 Jordan Brand Classic, 2 pairs of the Air Jordan 2011 release representing each side. Shown is the East Side Air Jordan featuring white, Orion, blue and black. The East Jordan Brand Classic 2011 is not your normal release, you can say that again, as this pair was only available at House of Hoops locations. Joel, the Orion Blue 2011 Jordan, where we at?
Now, I'll let Luke go into a more detailed description here because he'll know what it means if I say they look like a pair of LeBron shoes.
Yes, that's a very good. That's very apt.
They do. They're about the most. From a silhouette point of view, they just look like any old shoe. I mean, that could be Fila. That could be, I don't know, anything that's not Tinker Hatfield designed.
Yeah.
Number 15 excluded. Terrible. And that colorway, it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a hate.
It's a hate. Oh, this is going to be easy tonight. Joel, Lukey? This is not good podcasting. You're sitting there. The reader comes over. Luke sits there with.
Occasionally, if you have had the opportunity to travel, you'll go, maybe Southeast Asia, and you'll do some market trawling and stuff. And some places have a little tighter copyright laws than others. So, Singapore sometimes tightens that up. Even Hong Kong and Malaysia and stuff, they're not as blatant as some of the Chinese markets. So what you'll get is dumbed down copy versions of shoes, but really so that they take away elements until they get to a point where they're no longer copying, but then they sell it to tourists as inspired shoes. These Jordans look like inspired by basketball market copy shoes. They don't look like anything else. It's like someone found a load of Jumpman stuff and just like, if it didn't have a Jumpman on it, you would have no clue.
You wouldn't know.
Look at the sole. Like they got nothing at all. Like it is just a flat white midsole. In saying that, I've just stumbled across, because I had an idea, a light bulb moment, if you will, and I thought I'd look at the Air Jordan 15 low, just in case it was like, oh yeah, in low it's awesome. It doesn't have the stupid tongue. The Air Jordan 15 low looks like Paulie's Jordan 4 slippers.
Oh yeah, yeah, really? The big,
yeah, 100%. The proportions are so whacked. I've never seen, and like this is. They make those 2011 look like bloody fools. They are impressive. So all 3 shoes. This is a dark day. It would be great if someone could stand out and rate at least something on the panel. But they're all.
It's a dark, cold day. I agree.
Yeah, Jordans, isn't it? It's terrible. That's a hate, Loki?
Yeah, that's a hate. These are flammable. These are worse than Team Jordans.
Yeah, these aren't good.
This is going to end up as e-waste.
Yeah, they probably already are. Hey, you know what got me? What? Imagine if you're House of Hoops. Hey, we've got these exclusive Jordans.
Yeah.
They're exclusive. They come out, they go, where's the Jordans? What the hell's this? You know what the little logo looks like when I was looking at the picture? It looks like the Interflora logo. It doesn't even look like a Jordan logo. It looks like it's, and they don't deliver as much as Interflora don't deliver anymore.
Yeah, doesn't deserve the Jordan logo.
Oh no, yeah, it's terrible. It's interesting that how, like we talked about, the first silhouette and the 7 is the right silhouette, bad colorway. This 15 is just off track, and this is just, like you said, it didn't have a jump, man. You probably couldn't even recognize it. It's interesting.
Hey, I just want to take a moment to commend the producer for finding the 3 worst Jordans ever. I mean, this has been a really consistent reaction, right?
He's done well.
I mean, yeah, it's a dark, cold day, but well done, Maxie, for choosing the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we got to the end. I don't know how we made it. Luke, you didn't get any of your shoes. Let's just give a final update before we wrap up.
So I entered details on 4 pairs of shoes, and they all came back and said, we're sorry, I got to put the box back in front of the camera. We're sorry, but you weren't successful. So, I don't know, I muted the mic for a little bit, and then I got a hammer and I broke all the devices in my house. You might not have caught it on camera. And then I came back. I really got to stop wasting my time with that stupid fucking website.
All right, we've got that petition going. We're going to get the sneakers app. It'll all be good, right? Once we get the app in Australia, you'll be able to get them.
I don't know that that'll help.
I don't think so at all. I just was so
Who's
surprised.
getting the shoes? I don't know who's getting the shoes. Someone's got to be getting them because it ain't me.
Yeah, it's like the Ben and Jerry's SBs, right? You use them for bloody ice cream. You put your ice cream in them.
No.
Hey, we made it. We made it to the end. We'll let you wrap up in a second, Lukey. Joel, anything you've learned today other than Luke can't get any shoes? He still can't get them live. Anything else we've learned today?
I mean, just on the whole retail versus resale market, my words of wisdom from my limited exposure to this is, just take the time and do the hunting, and learn from Luke's and my experience on the biggest popular sites, and give it a go, but don't necessarily use them. There are other options if you're prepared to wait a little bit and spread out your purchases.
You might have to spend a little bit, like you said before, a little bit more than retail.
That's right. That's right. It just becomes more of a budgeting issue than what you'd hope it would be, but you can still get them.
Lukey?
Well, we're the older blokes who like sneakers, so we have a little bit more life experience. And it's something that I picked up earlier in the podcast, and it's commendable, and it slipped through the cracks a little bit. But, Joel sold his 5s to his friend for what it cost. Now, it goes from Joel having a chance to make $100 or $200 off of someone to Joel helping out a friend who God knows what walk of life his friend's from, but he now owes Joel a favour whether he knows it or not. And then it'll come back to him in kind. And it's the same with this whole hobby, because that's what it is, it's a hobby. And I've got to check myself because I'm getting frustrated all the time trying to get all these release sneakers. And when we met, it wasn't like this. I was happy just to get what I could find on the shelf. Okay, so I'm taking a step back from that. But further to that, if there's an opportunity, to play it forward, to help out, and to, just catch it on the next one, then that's the way I'm going to keep doing business. And I would suggest for the younger guys who tend to be a little bit more, they get agitated too easily with this, and they're always wanting the big score, and they're always wanting the full value and everything. There's something to be said for just doing it for the sake of doing it and helping someone else out in their pursuit of shoes. So play it forward, pay it forward, and if I see another set of cycling shoes on the show, that's
it. Fair call.
I'm going to get a pair of Hulk SBs and a pair of cycling shoes. I'm going to make them into one. I'm just spray paint them green and call them the Hulk cycling shoe. Hey, thank you, gentlemen. I was going to just say the same thing. Luke got the sentiments right. Good job, Joel, for actually paying that forward. That's a fantastic thing. Something really nice. And like Luke, like you said, you've got a favour. We can call in anytime we need them. All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. And if you make it this far, I don't know how you did it, but well done. Thank you. We'll see you next week.